Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Lev. Today we will have approximately 30 minutes long webinar where we will cover some essential things every our employee know, but not all of our users know about. So I think these little things are very important to effectively manage video conferences using our software. We have prepared a special setup where I will capture my desktop, where you will see another application which we will use for demo purposes. And my colleague Alina will assist all the way for this webinar. So let's start. We'll cover the notepad and we'll open our application. So first of all, I need to capture my screen. So very easy to do. This is our new application. It is called TrueConf for Windows, version 7.2. Okay, so now you can see me. We have created a small group on the same server where we have the webinar. It is called video.trueconf.com. It is a regular TrueConf server. You can download from our website. So first part of our webinar will cover participants control. Let me create the multi-point conference and show you how to invite people very easily into it. So as you know, you can create conference using the conference toolbar where you select the conference type and participants. So for example, I create symmetric conference. I select my colleague Alina to join it. Now it appears among the list of invited participants. And all I have to do is just click create and we will be connected into the conference all together. Hi, Alina. I have to invite you into the podium.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. So we will also capture the screen of Alina to show you how it goes on other side, all the interactions. Sometimes I will make either me or Alina's screen a little bit bigger to provide you more details. Now we have a conference, and for example, you'd like to invite some other colleague into it. So how are you going to do that? Uh, it is not very convenient to do that using the participant list of the conference. So much easier way to do this is to just double click any available participant. So you double click, that's very easy. Otherwise, you can use the drop down list menu, but I think it is not very convenient, so it's much easier just to double click someone. So that's the first thing. So double click is a very essential. You can use it in many ways. Promote to podium, invite into the conference. Double click will always work in every application. Another important thing is you can decide who can join your conference, everybody or anybody. So if you would like to make your conference a little bit more private, if you would like to decide who can join the conference, it can be very easily achieved, but before you create such conference. So let me end this conference. That's very easy, and create it once again. So you select the type the conference should be, and there is a small checkbox that is labeled "Don't request confirmation for joining the conference." If I put this checkbox, that make this conference less private. That means everybody will be able to call the host or call the conference ID to join it. And there is no way for you to block someone to join the conference. That's why by default this checkbox is not checked. So, for example, let's see how it behave. So I create a conference without participants, just with me, and will ask Alina to call me. I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
conference, and I will make Alina's screen a little bit bigger, and he will try to call me from the address book. She will try. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Double click and
Yeah, and you can see let's make the same size. So on my side, I received the confirmation request. So I can reject the invitation Alina sent me to join the conference or accept it. So, okay, I can trust Alina. So I accept the invitation. So this is how you can control who can join your conferences. And the same settings is available when you create a conference on the server side. Okay, next thing. For example, someone is very annoying, produce strange sound, or just don't behave correctly, so you need to remove him from the conference, and you don't want to allow him or she to join back to the conference. So this is very easy to do. Let's populate this conference with another participant. Let's say the Helen. Those another users are pre-recorded, so they're not real. So Helen can hear us actually. So anyway, so when I remove someone from the conference, it is very easy to do. I click by using the right button on my mouse over the participant I'd like to remove from the conference and select remove. After that, this participant will not be able to join back. So and that's how the ban actually works in our solution. So let's see how does it work. Bye, Alina.
Bye.
And now please try to join back by calling me again.
Yeah, double click and access
Yeah,
denied. Sorry.
you see that it is not possible for Alina to join the conference back because he was once removed from the conference by the moderator or the host. So that's important. If Alina left the conference using by she own will, it is one case. However, if she was removed by the moderator, it is another case. It is similar to be banned. So it is not possible for such participant to go back into the conference. So, but anyway, if I change my mind and I think she can join the conference, I can still invite her. And
Yay.
if she accepts the invitation, she will go back to the conference. So this is how ban think is working. Okay, let's end this conference and go to the next step. Yeah, very important thing. Not very few people knows about it. So it is possible for me as a host to leave the conference and do something else, whatever I need. Just I left the conference and then return back to it. So I can leave the conference without other participants, without disconnecting them. So let's populate the conference with some other guy. Hello, Jack. Again, he can hear us. It is a bot, but I will show you how to leave the conference. So I press on hang up button, and there is a checkbox which is labeled end the conference for all participants. So it is enabled by default, and you have to be very careful with it, because if you enable this checkbox and press yes, the conference will be terminated, everybody will be disconnected, and there is no way to return back to it. So I remove this checkbox and press yes. So you see that for me, the conference is over. So I'm available for
But for
something
us.
else. Yeah, but Alina is still in the conference with two bots.
Mm-hmm.
And the next essential question is how to go back. Um, yeah, that's not easy. So you have to understand that in our system, the host can play the host role only for one conference in a single time, just for a single conference. You can be the host simultaneously for 2 or 3 conferences. So just only in a single one. I'm already the host of the first conference, so that's why I cannot create another conference. And when I try to create another conference, I will actually go back to the first one. So I will just select any type of conference, it doesn't matter which one, and click on create, and it will just bring me back into the same conference I left. So again, not very straightforward, but you have to know if you left the conference without terminating it, you can go back to it by creating any conference again. So any conference creation will return you to your first conference. Okay, the second part of our webinar is for layout control. I assume everybody knows that in our system, every participant receives a personal set of layouts. Actually, every participant selects the layout he needs. That means I can change people in the layout anytime, and it will only affect me, not others. Let make my screen a little bit bigger. So it is possible to use double click on any participant to make it larger. So let double click on someone, and you see that this participant, actually me, became larger. I can again drag and drop people to make larger someone else. Alina resolution will scale a little bit. It take a while. But the good thing is we have different layouts. So you can select layouts on the go using preferences menu. So if you go preferences and then go to the conference tab, you see that you can select among different types of layouts we support. So let me show you how it works. For example, the layout we are using right now, it is called top layout because the major screen is always on top of all other participants. But we can make it corner layout. That makes the major participant be placed in the corner, actually top left corner of the conference. The same goes for the left layout, when everybody are located to the right from the major participant, and overlay layout, which behaves a little bit different compared to the top layout, because in top layout, video windows are not overlaid. But with using overlay layout, they're a little bit overlaid. You can see on the bottom that my video is covered partially by Alina video and bots video. Let me invite some other bots to see how it will change. So when you invite into the conference more participants, you see that starting from the 6 participants, the overlay layout becomes top layout. So there is no overlay anymore when you add 6 or more participants into the conference. So because 6 participants can be placed very evenly on the window. Okay, that's for overlay control. Overlay is my preferred type of layout, so I will leave it as active. Next slide. So let me drop someone from the conference. Jack, goodbye. And Jim, yeah, goodbye too. So again, not many people, actually very few users know that it is possible to move away any participant from the application to a second screen or to video wall or whatever you have. For example, if I'd like to take away Maggie, I just drag and drop her video window outside. So in main application window layout adjust automatically. Again, we can select any layout we need. But for small window we have just created, we can again change the size, and the server will start to send high resolution for this particular user because we request from the server bigger video window size. So SVC is working here very well, and it is very cool to see how it works using this technique of taking video participants away. So you can create actually any layout you need. And we have a way to control coordinates and the size of every window using special API. So if you need to create special layout for video wall, it can be achieved as well. So when you close someone, it will return to the main window. Yeah, very, very simple. Okay. Layout scheme selection. I just show you how how it can be done. So we've already seen this. Yeah, another important thing is voice-activated switching, which is actually not available in the application for Windows version 7.2. So let me drop this conference and switch to the application we're using for streaming for this webinar. Just a moment. Here it is. So it is actually a new version of our application, which will be released along with the TrueConf Server 4.3.9 later this month. So it's a little bit different. It looks a little bit outdated, and most of you usually use actually this kind of application. So if we go to the preferences of the conference again, select conference tab, you can see that we have a small checkbox labeled enable voice activated layout switching. Actually, what does it mean? It will replace the major window in the layout for the participant who produce more noise. We have some delay, we have some filtering because layouts can switch very fast and we don't want you to have a headache, so we have some delay, but it is very comfortable to use. Too small image. I don't get the comment actually. Anyway, so let's check this out. Because it is not possible to make me bigger because I'm sending the video into the conference. There is no way to see myself, myself view bigger. I have to invite into the conference another participant. So I am enable this checkbox and ask my another colleague Arsen to join the conference. Here, actually, in the conference, I invite him to be on the podium among with me and Alina.
Yes, hi everyone.
Hi, hello.
Just a moment, just a moment. I'm double clicked.
Yes, hi everyone.
Hi, Arsen, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So you can see that when actually guys speak, the video the major video window is replaced by the participant who is talking. So Alina, if you say
It
something,
changes with the speaker.
yeah.
So
So
now I'm a speaker and you can see the big picture of me and
yeah.
Arsen.
Yeah, and me.
So this is how it works. So when I switch to the symmetric layout, it forces me back to the layout with a major window. So the only way to stop this is to go to the settings and disable this option. So this is usually called voice activated switching. So we prefer actually to control the situation and we prefer to select layouts manually, but some people get used to this feature from other usually legacy equipment and they find it comfortable. Okay, so we supported this. Let me return to our presentation. So Arsen, thank you. Okay, this was voice activated switching. As you have mentioned already, we are running the new WebRTC client. You are connected using WebRTC, and I will show you just a moment. How does it look like? So the new WebRTC layout, I believe the most important feature of the upcoming TrueConf Server release. Because using a new WebRTC client, you actually manage layouts as well, layouts for WebRTC participants, I mean, and layouts which goes to SIP and free-to-free endpoints, and layout which is used for recording on the server side. So I can make symmetric layout by double clicking. I can drag and drop and change video windows. And as you can see, the same happens to your WebRTC video as well. So we change using this WebRTC client the transcoding layout on the server. I can double click Alina to make her bigger. Her video is a little bit bigger. Another important change in WebRTC layouts is you can change the size of the content and video in a little bit different way. So I can click on a button and change the layout. Now the video is overlaid over the content and content is overlaid over the video, and we can minimize the content or we can minimize the video if we have to focus on the content, for example. So This is something new compared to the previous version when you had to select either 50% covered by content and 50% covered by video, or just content. It was not possible to see big content and small video, or big video and small content in a small window. So this layout is much more comfortable to use for webinars. And this actually, I believe, makes TrueConf Server a very nice solution for corporate webinars, because you install it into your local network or customer's network, and you can produce your own webinars. You just make the only thing you need is a HTTPS SSL certificate, and the best example of this is our webinar. So we're running this website, video.trueconf.com, which is actually TrueConf Server deployed in the internet. That's very cool. And you can see that other things in the WebRTC client was also redesigned, so you can see which devices are enabled to disabled for every participant. You can invite them to the podium, you can assign them as a moderator, you can mute or unmute the microphone, turn on or turn off the camera. So this application is very similar now to a regular client application which use our protocol instead of WebRTC. You can see chat messages here. You can send message to someone else very easily. So I think that makes the WebRTC client very efficient to manage the conferences. And of course, we have introduced another cool feature called content capture. I can select. I wouldn't do that because I'm already capturing my video from my desktop, but it is possible for you to replace the camera source with a particular desktop or particular application. So right now it is possible to use WebRTC client for content sharing as well. The third part is about roles. We have just 4 roles in every conference we have. So let me show you the difference between them. So first of all, we have a role which is labeled the owner. That's very simple. The owner is only one person, the someone who created the conference in the client application, or someone who was selected as a conference owner when it was scheduled on the server. So I have a server interface here. I can create a conference, and the owner is the particular participant I select here. So I can select someone. Yeah, let's select Alina to be an owner. So only one participant can be an owner. So that's very simple. Someone who created or someone who is listed as an owner during conference creation process. Okay. The second role is a moderator. Moderator is actually a very special role because by default, every owner is a moderator. Moderator is someone who controls the conference. That's very simple. Let me create a conference, invite Alina and some other participants into it. So now I select Alina. I appoint Alina as a moderator, and the bishop sign appears next to her name. Now she can control the conference like me as well.
Yeah, can I appoint others as moderators or mute somebody's microphone or turn off cameras? You can see it here in the context menu.
Please, Alina, kick Jack from the conference.
Yeah, sure. Just remove participant and it's gone.
Yeah. So Jack is gone. This is a moderator. There are many ways to assign someone as a moderator. You can do this using any moderator or any owner can assign someone as a moderator. You can use our client applications drop-down menu to do this, but it's also possible to select who will be a moderator during the creation process of the conference. So let me show you how to do that. So I end the conference and return to the web interface of the server. So we are still in the same conference. Let's name it test conference and we can select participants. So let's find someone. Okay, 222 sounds good. You will be another moderator for this new conference. And to do this, I have to check the star on the right bottom corner of the participant selection dialog. So let me make it a little bit bigger for you. So now I can check the star, and when I start the conference will start automatically if we provide scheduling for it. Both users will be moderators. Another way to be a moderator in the conference is to assign some people on your server a special operator role. So let me write it down. Operator. So operator is actually a global role, because operators can join any conference, and in every conference there will be a moderator. To make someone an operator to promote, you have to create a group on the server. Well, we have a lot of groups on the server. So let's find some group. Okay, we have a group called Operators on the server. So every participant of this group, every user in this group, automatically will become a moderator in every conference on the server, because we have checked the operator rights checkbox next to this group. So this is how it works with the operators. What are the groups? So groups is just a way to manage effectively your address book, because when you see a lot of contacts in your address book, you have to divide them somehow. So it is just for your convenience. So for example, we can add the same participant into multiple groups, and we can call, let me return, we can call we can call all participants of the group simultaneously. And for example, if I right click on the group name, I can invite every available user from this group to join the conference. So let's do this. So that's very easy to call a lot of people using group into the conference. And we can provide different permissions for every group. Some people can have access to multiple conference. Some people will be limited to create only video calls. Some people will not be able to edit the address book. Some people will be limited to use collaboration tools like desktop sharing or slideshow. So you can select actually what permissions every group will have. It is also possible to customize the address book for every group. So you can select the visibility, who the participants of the group will be able to see in the address book. So let me show you. Currently, this application you see is authenticated using account Lev Yakupov 2, which is the member of webinar group I have created recently. And the visibility for every participant of this group is limited to only members of the same group. So I can select actually by checkboxes which groups will be visible to participant of this group. So currently and by default is actually the visibility is limited to the same group. I can create the group where address book will be always empty by selecting no one, or I can, as an administrator, allow group participants to see everybody on the server. So this is very efficient for multi-tenancy deployments, when you can create limited visibility for different companies within the same server. The last role, the fourth one, is a speaker. So The speaker only exists in conferences where you can select who is visible and who is not visible. So actually a visible participant is a speaker. Okay, let me create another conference. I will create role-based conference. Actually, we are doing a webinar using this kind of conference because me and Alina are visible and you are not. So I have a special role. I'm a speaker. Alina is also a speaker. All other participants are just viewers. You can use chat or you can send us requests to become a speaker. So let me show you. I have created a conference. I will invite Alina and some other guys. And bingo, we don't see them. That's how it works, because I didn't select them as a speakers. So I have to ask them to accept my invitation to get into the podium. If we'd like to make some speaker, we have to send invitation to the podium. So I click invite to podium. Alina will have to reply to it, and after that he joined. It's still in the she was in the conference, but now she is a speaker. Speaker is not a moderator, is not an operator. Speaker can't do anything. The only thing the speaker can do is to step away from the podium and to release the spot. But the good thing actually is that speakers get into the recording, speakers are visible to other participants, and it is not required for speakers to press special button to say something because everything they say is available to all participants. Another way to say something in the conference, let me show you. I will step away from the podium. Yep. I'm still see myself as a self view, but I can see myself, but other participants of this conference can see me. I can use a special button. No, I can't. Yeah, I can see it because I'm an owner. I can only take the podium, and nobody can prevent me to take the podium. Okay, I will come the podium again. So there will be a special button called feedback. So while you press this button, you can say something and everybody will hear you. But it is not possible to be visible. Other participants will only hear you. And it is possible to manage this during conference creation. Let me show you. So when we create a conference, we can decide what our guests of our webinar can do. In our conference, everything is allowed. Everybody can send requests to get a podium and send audio messages and regular messages. But it's possible to uncheck these boxes and to prohibit your guest participants to say something or to send messages during the conference creation. It is possible to edit the settings before conference start. Once it started, it is not possible to change them. The next thing, the device control. This is how invitation looks like. So let's allow Alina to join us.
Yeah, hello again.
Yeah. So Alina, can you please capture your screen?
Yeah, sure. Here we are.
So we have two applications. On the left side is mine application, and on the right side is Alina application. So it is possible during the conferences to control devices and control streams, audio and video streams for every participant of the conference. So I, for example, can mute someone on my side, or I can mute someone for every participant. So it's different. So let me show how it can be done on my side. I create a conference. Again, double click. Alina, please join me as well. So we have created the conference. Check, go back. Yeah, here you are. After that, I can use drop-down menu over any participant to stop to receive video or audio stream from that participant. Turn off audio receiving, turn off video receiving. Let's check it out. So I will stop video receiving from Alina, and it will freeze on my side, but she is still visible for other participants because I only stopped her image just for me. In other application on the right, you can see. It is not possible to stop my video using drop-down menu. I can use the camera icon and stop my video for other participants as well. Using this menu, I can mute my microphone, but this everybody knows how to do this. Let's unmute, turn on video for Alina. Now it is possible to disable someone video for every participant. I will turn off the camera for a bot. Yeah, bot don't receive this command. Let's turn off the camera for Alina. Yeah, and it is set for her that moderator have turned off her camera. The next thing, nobody in this case can see her image. I can enable it again, turn on the camera. Yeah, please. Yeah. So you can control on the local side and on the foreign side devices of your participants using drop-down menu. The one note here is that this menu is only available for moderators. So if you are an owner or if you're an operator or you was assigned as a moderator, you can do that. If you are not a moderator, it is not possible for you to manage these settings. Yeah, so these settings was created to manage cases when some participant forgot to unmute the microphone, when some participant forgot to enable the camera. So you can provide some basic troubleshooting support for participants of your conference by means of this device control menu. The next part, collaboration, the last one. Again, the #1 collaboration tool is how to share your desktop. And this is very easy. I will end the conference and show you. I will call Alina directly in a point-to-point call. Yes, thank you, Alina, for answering my call. Now you can see, let's make Alina bigger and me smaller. Now you can see that she received just my video. So I'd like to send my desktop. So that's very easy to do. I select a special button in the client application next to the camera icon and select the source. In our case, let's capture the second monitor. And after that, the second monitor is delivered as my video instead of my camera to another participant, in this case to Alina. So I can change, let's make my video a little bit bigger. I can change actually the display settings very easily, and now another application is delivered to Alina. I will minimize to show you. Yeah, that's how it works. I can click stop sharing, yeah, to return back to the conference. Okay. So you can also select some particular application. For example, the notepad. It is minimized, so I have to make it bigger. Yeah. I can send, instead of my video, the picture of notepad, for example. I still see Alina. Okay, I still see her, but my self-view video is a little bit strange because it is now have the proportion of the application we're sharing. Yeah, don't be afraid of that. That's a normal thing. To stop sharing, I have to bring up the sharing menu and stop sharing. So it is possible to replace your video by any application or any desktop. If you have multiple displays connected to a PC, you can see you can replace your camera by any desktop. Next very interesting stuff is how to send dual video. Yeah, very important when you need to send your video and the content to some legacy equipment, SIP or free-to-free equipment from Cisco or Polycom simultaneously. This is something only available in our new version of the server, which will be released later this month. So it is not available in the application I'm sending you right now. So I will end this call. Thank you, Alina. And we'll show you the TrueConf client 6.5.9, the new version application. So my camera is released. So I changed back my camera. Now you can see in the conference just two of us, because I'm not capturing my screen anymore and sending the camera image to the conference. So when I need to send some content along with the conference in the new version, all I have to do, I will capture my screen for education purposes back. So how can I achieve this? I have to open slideshow menu instead of PowerPoint presentation, and instead of images, I can create images automatically from my screen. So I click here and select the display I need, and I select the interval when screenshots will be made. So I start the session, and you will able to see that we have two streams simultaneously in the WebRTC session. And the same will happen using BFCP protocol or H239 protocol on legacy equipment as well. So I'm delivering my video along with the content. So I can make some changes. It is not real time. The content is updated just every 2 seconds. So it take a while. But for slides, for demonstration of websites, that's fine. So this is how this feature works. And again, I can change layouts for legacy equipment as well. Okay, I will stop the dual video. This feature, dual video feature, is available for WebRTC participants and SIP and free-to-free participants. It is not required for our client applications because it was always available. Dual video was always available for our protocol for our users. So this feature was only required for legacy equipment and for WebRTC, and we have introduced it. So it was always possible to send slides along with video to TrueConf client applications, and you can do this to TrueConf applications as well. So I'm going to say this is available for everybody. The next thing is how to provide feedback during the conference. Sometimes when you discuss something internally, you need a way to collect feedback without asking every participant what they think. Especially it is important because not everybody is on the tribune. Not everybody is visible. I mean, not everybody is a speaker. So there's a way to collect the feedback very efficiently. All you have to do, let's create a conference and ask some people to join it. Now I go to Participants tab. On the Participants tab, we have a special button called Reactions. Let me open it. So with Reactions, we can say to the owner, to the host, what we're thinking about some specific topic. So Alina, what do you think about webinar? I think it's cool. Do you agree with me? I click yes. Yeah, and we can see that Alina agree with me. Let's make her bigger. You can see that in the participants list, the special icon appeared next to people who have voted. So me and Alina have voted. Our bots can't vote. Yeah, they can't even hear us. It is a normal thing for bots. And we can see that some basic statistic that 50% of participants have voted yes. Alina, can you please vote no?
Sure.
Now we see that 25% have voted yes and 25 have voted no. So for such small conference we're showing you right now, this is not really really useful, but for large conferences, for example, when you have a Monday meeting with the whole team, when you have more than 10 participants, that's very useful to vote upon something. You can clear as a moderator all reactions, clear all statuses. We have some other statuses as well. Yeah, very strange status. Exit from the door. I don't know what it means, so don't ask me. I never use it. And we have hands. A red hand, when you touch something hot, your hand becomes red. And clapping, so when you can applaud someone, for example. Okay, let's clear the reactions. The next slide. Oh, Alina, you are not on the podium. Please get onto the podium.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'm
welcome
here.
back. So the last thing, but it's again very important, is how to share files. Let me show you. So if I open chat, we can have multiple chats with different people. I need a chat for this particular conference. I can basically drag and drop any file, and it will be delivered using BitTorrent protocol to other participants using TrueConf Server special support for this protocol. So let me show you. I just drag and drop the presentation you see right now to the chat. I see the warning. Yeah, warning. Be careful. Don't send this file. But I'm sure I'd like really to send this file. Okay. Let's wait a little bit.
Hey,
And you
I've
can
got a
see,
notification.
yeah, Alina have a system message in her chat. And now she can open this. I can send it again.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm downloading it, and now I'm opening it.
yep. So this is how file sharing is working. I can drag and drop some picture. Well, I have many pictures. Which one I need to use? Let me show. Yeah, this picture is fine to show you. Okay. When I send the picture, the preview is immediately generated. And this preview will also be available to another participants of the conference as well. Okay.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
On the preview.
When you click on it, it will open by using the system application for such kind of extension, for such kind of files. So we do not support widgets, preview widgets for YouTube videos yet, but again, this is something not everybody know, and I think this is quite useful. Actually, we have something special for this 6.5.9 version. It is called virtual printer. So I will end the conference on the main application. Just I'm not sure it is installed in my system. Let me check. So I open Notepad, write down something, and when I press Ctrl P, I can select. Yeah, not here. It is not installed. So you will see a special virtual printer called TrueConf Virtual Printer. So during any conference, when you send anything to this printer to print, it will be delivered to conference participant as a PDF file. So you can print some balance from your bank account, you can print some scheme of the automobile, you can share your PowerPoint progress or some Photoshop sketch, whatever. You just send this to the printer and it will become available to every participant as a PDF file in a chat. So it's actually not, it was not actually created for conferences. It was created for kiosks. So let me show you this. I open our website. I'm sorry, it will be in Russian. It is not translated yet for English. So we have a special solution for kiosks. So when you send, when operator send something to virtual printer, it is printed on the kiosk. For example, your booking or your air ticket or some other information operator needs to deliver physically to the client on the kiosk side. So I have some video. So kiosk is just a demonstration of our SDK when you can write your own application with your own interface. I will make it bigger. Your own interface using simple SDK over Delphi or Visual Studio. This demo shows you just a small kiosk. When you click on a single button, there is only one button. You're connected to an operator. So let me show you. I pick up the handset, click a button, and I'm immediately connected to the random available operator. Just a moment. This is actually a recording from our conference we held in Moscow months ago. So yeah, I'm connected to an operator by pressing a single button. I can press it again to drop the call. Yeah, so I'm dropping the call. This is so for this kiosk solution, the virtual printer was created. So it is actually, I don't think it's very useful for regular conferences. So that's all. We are done with presentation. Now we're ready to answer your questions.
من اسکرینشات هم میتونم بگیرم.
Hello.
Hello, Navid.
Hi. Hi. Okay, that's so cool.
Cool. Do you have any question?
Actually not. I don't know. But it's so fun, and all the things that you share with us is so many. I don't know how to say that. So many huge. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for your feedback. Personally, when I ask my colleagues, do you know about this thing? And they tell me, no, I never seen it before. So that's cool. And that's why we decided to make this webinar, just to share our experience with our client applications. Okay, thank you, Navid.
Thank you. Gideon.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Perfect. I will make you bigger for every participant. Just a moment. Here it is. Now you can see yourself bigger.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's
What is the weather?
The weather here, it's usually good.
Well, in
And,
Moscow, it's not very good. It's -1 and very, a little bit cold and very, very wet. Not snow, but the medium condition between snow and rain. So I don't like this weather actually.
Here it's also raining a little bit today, but not so bad. Tomorrow it will be summer again.
Yes, just a little bit to wait. Okay. Do you have any question?
No, I just want to say that it was very interesting. By the way, can we see it later again? You recording this?
Yeah, sure. We will send
Yeah.
you the recording as soon as possible. Maybe this
Okay,
week.
good. Good. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
It was a pleasure to see you, Gideon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so we don't have any more questions. Let me tell you about our plans. So first of all, the TrueConf Server, I will write in chat, 439 should be released very soon, this month. It will have a lot of updates. The client application for Windows will be updated. The server itself will be updated. Just to remind you, the main features which will be released is Skype for Business integration, SFB support. By the way, we have supported iPhone X. If you have iPhone X, the next update will be will allow you to use this errors in iPhone X design. So we are constantly working on iPhone client, so it will be updated.
Yeah, we will come to ISE.
Yeah.
We are preparing.
So next to Cisco on ISE, you will see us next to Cisco at ISE. Very easy to find us. Yeah, thank you. So another important update for 439 is Skype for Business integration, and another one is a thing called OAuth. It is very difficult to explain what it is, but it actually opens the whole new world for integrations with our solution. So this is a very safe and the right way to provide integrations with TrueConf Server API. It will allow anybody to create applications, and it also will allow administrator of TrueConf Server to control those applications. So there is no need for master key for API connections anymore. And another important thing in the new release is, well, I forget, the WebRTC. Yeah, the new WebRTC you're seeing right now. So it will be released later this month again. Yeah, so I think this is the most important changes. We have we will cover every change in the blog post next month. I think next week. And please stay tuned and wait for our email with updates. So I think that's all.
Thank you
It
for
was a pleasure
coming.
to see you guys. Yeah, thank you for joining us today. We will send the recording tomorrow because it's a little bit late here in Moscow. Tomorrow morning to everybody, and feel free to share it. I think it have a lot of new features your users or your customers will find useful. Thank you again. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye.